Hey, what's going on everybody? So it's Jesse with the Amateur Bowling Channel. So today I bring you the newly announced today Brunswick Ethos Solid. So I have the Ethos Hybrid that I'm going to be throwing up against it. We're throwing on a fresh house shot condition. It was just oiled for us, so we'll see what the lane condition can do for us. I already know I'm probably going to be pretty far left. It's quite a bit of ball. It was a 2000 grit box finish, same as the Ethos Hybrid did. So I have a 5x5x4 layout on this and a 5x4x3.5 on that. So let's take them out the lanes. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button, and let's see what they can do. I'm expecting, based off what I've seen out of this ball so far, this is going to be smoother, a little more round in shape, but it's quite a bit of ball. Yeah, so as you can see, relatively smooth. I felt like I rolled that one pretty good, so we're going to kind of stay right there in that area, throw some more shots, and then go from there. I have had the opportunity to throw this yesterday for the first time, and I was pleasantly surprised. I think it's a good ball for the medium to higher volume patterns that you might be facing out there. So you can see, it's still digging as far left as I am right now. Still digging, getting through, just far enough down lane, and responsive enough to see it. So from a solid symmetrical ball, kind of that benchmark category, that's really all you can ask for. So just maybe a little bit too much ball for me on a house shot. For people that have higher ball speed, lower rev rate, and need a ball that's smooth, round, not super sensitive to the outside part of the lane, just kind of blends out the wet dry, I think this is going to be great. Someone like Ashley who likes to be able to use those benchmark style balls, let the ball shape more archy to the pocket, this would be a ball that fit in her bag really well. Let's throw the Ethos Hybrid, same spot. Check out the difference here. This Ethos Hybrid has always really dug in the mid lane for me. I've had to have higher volume stuff for this. Yeah, so not bad at all. You can really see both balls have a lot of traction in the mid part of the lane. They're both responsive to the back of the pattern, especially when it's fresh. So not a bad look at all. I would definitely see the transition if you were a big fan of the Ethos line, going from that Ethos Solid, when that's burning up a little bit, to that Ethos Pearl from a couple years ago, or even this. Yeah, so very smooth reaction out of the ball. Again, can't speak enough volumes about the that type of benchmark reaction from a symmetrical solid that you're always kind of looking for in the middle of the bag. I do think that this is a touch stronger than maybe your typical benchmark ball, with that smooth round shape, especially for two-handers. It's critical. And we're bowling on string pins, so you get to kind of see what that reaction looks like. I think a lot of people have mixed reviews on the string pins. Personally, so far I haven't seen anything that really bothers me about them. I can understand why people don't like them. Nobody likes change. They are quieter. I haven't noticed as many malfunctions, at least in the places that I've bowled with them, so that's kind of nice. Yeah, so now the ball's looking really good. You know, I think that for me to be able to use it, as you can see here, I would have to be really far left, which isn't necessarily a bad thing as long as, you know, I'm able to see a ball transition off the back of the pattern. You know, I think for me, what I often encounter when I use these dollar balls this far left, they just don't see it on the back end fast enough. They kind of roll out, and I have a hard time getting them to be continuous. But not really having that issue with this ball. As the lane is developing, the ball is getting better, as you can see. Starting to push some of that oil down the lane. Let's throw the Ethos Hybrid there. Same spot.
Please. For your safety.
And there's the string pin carry right there, as you saw. So that ball was a little bit more responsive off the back end. Still got down the lane. Had a nice shape. You know, I probably would need to cheat a board or two left off of that shot, personally, because I felt like I executed it pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Still plenty of hook out of the balls, both of them. Not gonna lie, I was very happy with that shot, but you know, hey, that's bowling. Can't get them all. Let's throw one more with this Ethos Hybrid. As you can see, plenty of ball. Yeah, so as you can see, very smooth reaction out of the Ethos Solid. You know, definitely a little bit more whippy. Some of that could be layout on the ball, but more importantly, that is, I think, the cover that is on the ball. All right, let's throw some more shots with everyone's reason for watching the video. Yeah, so as you can see, you know, that's a prime example. I didn't feel like I really did anything much different than the previous shot. Maybe missed a board or two, you know, down lane, but you know, you saw the ball get more forward. You know, lane's definitely transitioning, starting to develop. You know, I'd probably ball change at this point. But overall, as you can see, the ball is very smooth, archy in shape. You know, gives you that kind of benchmark performance ball. More than likely, unless I'm bowling on a higher volume house shot for myself, definitely a little bit more rev dominant, I would probably not be starting in this ball. People that do throw a little bit harder and or have less rev rate and are able to you know, use a ball that has this much surface on it, then I think this is going to be a great ball for you. For, you know, the average bowler, I think that this is going to be a really good ball. You know, kind of in the middle, just slightly above the middle of the bag. You know, something that's going to complement some of your asymmetrical balls if those are too responsive and you want something that's just a little bit smoother and rounder in shape. So overall, you know, in comparison to the two, for me, the Ethos Hybrid is a touch, you know, sharper, more angular off of the back end of the pattern so far from what I've seen the last 2 days throwing it. But, you know, I'm very pleased with both of the balls. You know, either of them would be a good symmetrical ball for you to add to your bag. And make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Ashley and I will be doing some of the new releases that just got announced also from Radical. Those two balls we're going to do. And then the other one that was announced, drawing a blank on what it was, but just check out the videos. You know, everything got announced today, so we're hoping to get them out in the next, you know, 2 weeks hopefully. But at least you can see this one, and you know, we appreciate you guys watching the videos. We'll see you guys next time.